By the way, tomorrow you're going to get another reading, okay? It's called Item Review. And item, you know, is a picture that's supposed to remind you of an idea from the Long Room. And I did something like 100 and almost 200 of them already. I prepared about 200 of them for the Long Room we covered in the last 8 years, okay? And I'm not finished, but and then we were supposed to go through them in Thailand or something, and I got too busy, which was very unusual. And I only covered, I think Jamie told me 78 of them or something. So tomorrow you're going to get another reading, which is, just color pictures. And you can test yourself to see if you remember what they mean, okay? And I'll explain them, all right? And we're starting at, I think, 78 or 79. And these are a review of the 8 years of Lam Rim, okay? And the idea is that if you become an ACI teacher, you can choose to specialize. Like if you go to law school, you can choose to be a, criminal lawyer or a business lawyer or a intellectual property lawyer, okay? So you kind of have a choice in ACI teacher training. You got the basic, you're going to get a basic ACI teacher training that you can teach the ACI Course 1, for example, right? Then you can specialize, you can add a specialty. And we're thinking like a meditation specializer. So some people, instead of teaching the courses, they would like to teach the meditations. Or maybe you get invited to some company and they want you to teach meditation, but they don't care about the courses. So everybody should have the courses, okay? That's a basic law school. And then you can add a specialty. So you can be a Lam Rim expert, okay? Meditation for us is going to be Lam Rim meditations from those idioms. So tomorrow we'll start going through, it's like 200 meditations, okay, from the last 8 years. And you don't have to learn them, but if you want to, you can be a specialty lawyer who just does, car accidents or something like that, okay? All right, so there'll be that kind of specialty. There'll also be a specialty called retreat master, okay? If you're attracted to doing long retreats, which some people are and some people are not, okay? So if you're the kind of person who wants to help people through long retreats, say 1 week to 3 years, then you can specialize. You can be an ACI teacher who specializes in long retreats, okay? And then we're thinking there could be subject specialties like Kamala Shila. Okay, so Kamala Shila, we did 5 years of Kamala Shila. It's the greatest commentary to the Diamond Cutter Sutra from ancient times. And it has a full set of idioms. And you could learn those. And you could have a Kamala Shila master's degree. Understand? So you're having a bachelor's degree this week, right? And then you could do a specialty in Kamala Shila. So if people are interested in Diamond Cutter Sutra, you could be the person who has a master's in Kamala Shila with your BA in the ACI courses. Understand? And we're gonna design a master's course in Nagarjuna, okay? And I started it last November here, and October, and it will take 5 years to finish, okay? But if you want to specialize in Nagarjuna, then try to come every fall to Diamond Mountain. We're going through Tsongkhapa's commentary to Nagarjuna's most famous book, Wisdom. And it's incredible. It's incredible. It's really, really good. Okay, so you don't have to do any of those master's degrees. You can just have a bachelor degree, and I don't mind. And you can teach ACI if you're certified. But if you want to specialize, you can add meditation master, retreat master, Lam Rim master, it's kind of the meditation master, or Kamala Shila master, or Nagarjuna master. Cool, ma? Okay, understand? I just was supposed to stall because they broke some equipment. Did I do it? Yay! Hello, hi. Let's get going. Okay, we're gonna do Larmim, new material. Let's see. You can look up BAM space PA, BAM space PA, and we'll hit the right place. Pamba, La Bamba. Got it? BAM space PA. It's unique. It'll occur once in this text, I predict. BAM space PA. Oh. You never saw it before. Me neither. Yeah, that's it. Good. Okay, here we go. He's talking about the first of the 6 primary negative emotions, which was desire. Okay? Lower school. See, now that you had the whole outline of the ACI training, the 5 topics, the 4.5 schools, now you can appreciate how much Buddha taught on different levels. So he gave one teaching, but it has many different levels. Many different people will see many different teachings in the same words, okay? So the lower school way of thinking about the study of the desire is don't want anything, okay? Don't buy new cars, don't wear nice clothes, live in a cave. And that's okay. There's a place for that, especially if you're distracted by material things. If you're the kind of personality who gets caught up, in making money, and then suddenly you die, okay? And you lose everything, okay? So that's okay. That kind of teaching is okay. But on a higher level, what we really want to do is learn to share. So desire becomes the opposite of sharing, okay? It's okay to like chocolate chip cookies, but if you like them, don't refuse to share them, because you won't get more. You see? That's all. So desire becomes a kind of stupidity and not a kind of emotion. You see? There's smart desire and there's stupid desire, okay? Smart desire is that Geshe-la shares his cookies because Geshe-la wants more cookies, okay? And it's not a bad thing, okay? It's actually, you can never get anything at all in your whole life, not one piece of tissue paper, unless you share with other people. So it's not bad, okay? Intelligent desire, okay, is not desire. Got it? Because it makes the world happy. All right? Okay. All right. Now, if we take desire to be attachment to your body, for example, okay? There are traditional lower school antidotes, okay? Traditional meditations. And he's going to talk about one. We're going to talk about one this morning. And it's called Midukpa Gomba. Say Midukpa Gomba. Or you can say kangaroo. It sounds like kangaroo in Australia. Kangaroo. Tinginzin. Okay. Midukpa Gomba means, Mr. Human Dictionary. This dupa means beautiful. So Midukpa Gomba. Yeah, ugly meditation. Okay, meditation on ugliness. Okay, and a famous example of it is Kangaroo Tinginzin, which is, he doesn't teach it here. Yeah, he doesn't teach it here, but you can do it here if you want. It's an old Abhidharma meditation where you meditate that there's a little, what do you call? You get, what's that disease where you lose your legs and, no. Gangrene, yeah. So a little tiny spot of green here. And then it starts to spread. It's rotting, your skin is rotting. And then it starts to spread and you can see the bone of your skull. And then it starts to spread. You're on your meditation seat and you do your whole skull, and then your whole skull is no skin and no flesh. And then you move it down to your body until your whole body is like rotten. Then you do the meditation seat and it gets old and all the threads break and the stuff falls out. And then you start doing the building and it gets old, and one day this building will fall down, right? We originally made all the buildings out of adobe, which is the earth. We made our own bricks. This building is adobe. And our dream was that it would melt back into the earth. When we're all gone, and if Diamond Mountain ever ends, not as long as Brigitta's in charge, but the adobe will actually melt. There won't be anything here. Okay, we just melted Kat's old house. She made a house out of adobe, and it melted. It's gone. Okay, so in the meditation, it's like nuclear bomb. This house gets old, the building falls down. Then you go to the highway, and all the cars break, and the highway falls apart. Then you go to Tucson. One day Tucson will be empty. We don't know when, but one day it will be empty. Probably there's no water, enough water for Tucson. And people will just go away. It'll be like Chernobyl, right? And, it'll just be empty. So you do this meditation. You go to the ocean. You reach the ocean. California and New York. Then you dry up the ocean. All the fish are dead. The ocean is gone. You see, so that's supposed to lessen your desire. That's Kangaroo Tinginzin. That's called skeleton meditation. He has another one here. All right, so we're going to go through this one. Here we go. Di Nyambo. Nyambo means how can you fix your desire for things or people or your body. Midukpa Gomba. You can do the meditation called Midukpa, which means how would you say, distasteful or gross, or okay. Then here means practice, BST, which is not BRT, which means to practice. What does Midukpa mean? Nambar marwa, okay? What's marpo? Red. And it means you peel the skin off. So like if you can't stop looking at someone's wife or husband, and you have a trouble, you think you're going to do something bad with them, just peel their skin off with your meditation and see who they really are. And it looks like steak, We're all steak, quarter-inch down, okay? And it's disgusting. A disgusting meditation. Let's call it disgusting meditation, Midukpa. and you peel the skin off. With your meditation, okay? Your meditation is so strong, the next time you see this woman or man who's married already to somebody else, you're gonna go, ew! You know? So, by the way, it's a lower school, right? It's a lower school. Yeah. It might not work. That's a definition of lower school. It might not work. It might work. It might not work. A better meditation to do is highest school, prasangika, and say, look, suppose you do steal this man or woman from their husband or their wife, the karma of that is you will always lose your partners for the rest of your life. And I don't want that. I just don't want that. If I steal someone's wife, I want to keep them. But if you steal someone's wife, you can't keep them. So it's stupid, okay? So that's a better method than peeling the skin. But sometimes this will work, okay? It's like aspirin, okay? Sometimes this meditation, you peel their skin off. It's called number marwa. It's called red steak, okay? Second one, number torwa. Sooner or later, this person will die and their arm will get disconnected from the rest. They used to have a punishment in England, draw and quarter. Connect chains to your arms and legs, connect it to 4 horses, and hit the horses. And it tears the person into 4 parts, you know. And they used to hang the parts around 4 different cities to show, you know, the punishment. And they would leave it up for a year or something, this person's leg. Okay, and it's gross, right? It's like disgusting to think, it's called quartering a person, and you rip them into 4 parts. And then you hang the part up for like a year in the town as a sign to all the other people, you see? But we're all gonna be quartered, okay? We're all gonna be there, you know? This woman you're trying to steal from her husband, or this husband you're trying to steal from his wife, is gonna get quartered also. It's just meat, okay? All right? So that will help you not have desire. It only works sometimes. Seeds works always, okay? Seeds works always. This works sometimes. This is lower school, okay? Next one, number pamba. We don't have that word. Word doesn't know that word. I don't know this word, but I looked it up, and it means they will also rot. Their skin, their meat, their nose, their beautiful nose, their delicious lips, their beautiful ears will also rot in a box somewhere, okay? And you visualize, you go, I don't know, my dad used to say, if you fall in love, I'm like 18 years old. He said, if you fall in love with a girl, check out her mother first. You know, because that's what's going to happen. You know, and then, anyway. Okay. So, number pamba means your skin will rot away in the box after you die. Okay. So, if you have attachment to someone else's partner, you could think about their finger rotting, for example. Okay. All right, Rukong Dushe. Here, Dushe really means conceive of them in a certain way. And it's one of the 5 heaps, right? And it means bones, okay? After the rotting is finished. I think about my mom sometimes. I think all that's left of her is bones in a box. You see? If I could dig up her box, it's just bones now. You know, and it would look like anybody else's bones. I wouldn't be able to see if it's my mom or not, you see? And this woman you want to, you know, have an affair with is just bones. In the end, she's bones, okay? And we're all bones. So it's not that sexy, unless it's Halloween or something. I don't know. Okay? All right. Okay. By the way, there's a more formal teaching on this meditation. You want to go deeper? Yes. Okay, I knew you'd say yes. And I went and got it for you. It's from the Prajna Paramita scriptures, in the Geshe course, which means, yeah, lower middle way. But they have a nice presentation. There's actually 9 steps to this adultery meditation. Okay? There's actually 9 steps. And he just mentioned a few of them. So when they teach the 9 parts of disgusting meditation, they actually list what it's an antidote for. Okay? So there's 9 parts of the meditation, and there's 9 things it's fixing. It fixes 9 problems. Okay? So I'm teaching you the deeper one. Okay? That's why this Lamrim is so slow. It's going to take like 20 years. We're about halfway through. Okay, here's the 9. Ready? Okay, number 1. If you're attracted to this person's, body shape, oh, look at her breast, look at her hips, look at his muscles, then the specific disgusting meditation is rotting, okay? Think of those muscles rotting, think of those breasts rotting, think of those hips rotting, okay? Got it? So if you have a breast or bicep problem with someone else's wife or husband, do a rotting meditation. See the biceps rotting after they die, or the breasts rotting. Okay, got it? Cool? Happy? Disgusting. Well, that's the name of the meditation. Okay, number 2. If you have a sexual attraction towards the other person, oh, I'd like to have sex with this person, who's already married, or okay. Bushikpa. Yeah, imagine the maggots drilling into that beautiful thing that you want to drill into. Understand? Okay? Like, you want something like this, then think about the maggot and the worms are going to drill into this person. Okay? Okay, got it? You're not the only one who wants to drill into this person. Maggot is the fly egg opens, and it's a small white worm, and they eat meat, or they eat worm. Okay, 2 kinds of worm. I mean, one, you dig in the earth and you find a worm. Okay, they will also eat you, but before they get to eat you, the fly worm will eat you, because flies lay eggs everywhere they go. Okay, you have fly eggs on you now. Okay, and they will eat you if you die today. Okay, they will drill you. You already have the driller on your skin. You have already, okay? And you will be their meat, okay? You will be their dinner. You could be their dinner today. We don't know, okay? Got it? Are you disgusted yet? Okay, number 3. If you're attracted to this person's bodily smell, pheromone, I don't know. Like if you get near them and you're like, I'm attracted to your. They say menstrual blood has pheromones in it. If a woman's menstruating and a man's nearby, they're like animals. They're like, there's some subconscious attraction to the smell of another human being. And if you have this problem, then imagine the smell of the rotten water and pus that comes out of their body. Okay? When you read about like earthquakes or tornadoes and mass murders, they often mention the smell of a human body deteriorating is the worst smell in the world. I haven't smelled it. I guess at a funeral home I've smelled it. But it's supposed to be like the worst smell in the world. I had a meeting. George Soros, the richest man, one of the richest people in the world, with his daughter, and she was going to support one of our projects. And then I was supposed to go to New York. And that night, one of our congregation died. So I was a monk in a temple, and one of our members died. And I was really freaked out, because here's this lady who can support ACIP for 1,000 years. And but I'm supposed to go to the funeral home to take care of this guy. So I canceled, and I went to the funeral home, and he's a good friend, and he's out on the table, metal table. And when I walked in, and they keep the room very cold because they don't want the smell. And I walk in, and there he is, and he's naked on this metal table. And I'm like, don't you feel cold? And he's like, and then they take your blood out. They pump your blood out, and they replace it with kind of alcohol. And they were pumping his blood out. And this is how they keep you for 3-4 days without smelling, so your family can come see you. Okay? And they have to take your blood out quickly before it gets hard. And it was unbelievable. I freaked out. I'm supposed to do his Bardo prayers. So I sat there for 2-3 hours and did his Bardo prayers, but it was really hard. Okay? Okay, so if you're attracted to a person's body fragrance, then or their perfume or their aftershave, then think about how they're going to smell 2 days after they die. Okay? All right. Number 4. If the person you're attracted to is really good at wearing jewelry, like nice earrings and nice necklace or nice bracelets, or okay, then you peel their skin off. Okay, that's when you do the red one. Red steak meditation. Okay, specifically in the ancient text, if you're attracted to their fashion style, they dress so cool, or they wear such cool things, then peel their skin off. And check out this ornament, red steak. Okay, got it? Disgusting? Yes, it's supposed to be. All right, number 5. If you're attracted to their complexion, some women, very pale, very beautiful complexion. Mexican ladies, very beautiful golden color of their body. And, if you're attracted to a person's color, okay, skin color, then do the green thing. Okay, what do you call it? Mold. This green, what do you call it? Fungus. The body, when it rots, it turns green. The skin turns green. Little green things grow. Like, what do you call that? Anyway, you understand. It molds. The skin molds, and it becomes green. Okay. In Tibetan, we call it ngopa. If you get gangrene, for example, the green in gangrene means your skin turns green, and it starts to fall off. Okay. Okay, so if you're attracted to their color, change it to green. Okay. Like an old banana, okay? Something like that. All right. Shageba chabenyam, there are number sepe dushi. If you're attracted to their muscles, or I don't know. Shageba means girth. It means big muscles, or how do you say that? Build. Yeah, good. In India, still, if you're fat, it's beautiful. Okay, it's like Europe in the 500 years ago. It means you have money. It means you're not hungry. Okay, so anyone who was big was considered more attractive. Okay, now in America it's the opposite. You have to be too skinny, unhealthy skinny, and it will change 10 years. It changes. It comes and goes. Sometimes skinny is popular. Sometimes fat is popular. Okay. So anyway, in those days, big was popular, and they said if you're attracted to the big, then just think about them being eaten by bugs and mice, and after they die, okay? Your body gets eaten by cockroaches and, okay? Things like that. Okay? That's number 6. Are you disgusted? Yes. Okay. That's who we are. By the way, it takes a lot of imagination to be attracted to someone. You know? It takes a lot of fooling yourself to not notice they are dead meat. Okay? It's hard. If you study Buddhism for a long time, it's hard to have sexual attraction to someone because, you know, you just look at them and you're like, oh, green. You know? That's why people drink wine, I think. And then they can forget who's really there. Okay, all right. Lu Gekpa La Chape. By the way, I mean, in higher school, you can be attractive forever. Okay, higher school, that's the goal. You can be beautiful forever, and you don't have to rot. Okay, higher school, plant the seeds, have a super sexy body. Okay, forever, and that's fine. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, maybe it's because we feel the possibility of that we're attracted to people now. Maybe it's because we feel the possibility that they could be angels. You see, maybe that's why we're attracted physically to people, because the main shape you will retain. You will still have the same. You still have 2 arms. You still have 2 legs. Okay, you still have a head. So higher school, you should be planning to make an immortal body. I like to call it living diamond. Super sexy, okay? Super attractive, okay? With GQ, Buddha GQ. Is GQ still around? I don't know. Ask John Brady. Okay. Lu Gekpala Chapi number Tori Dushe. If you're attracted to the way the person moves, you know, when she walks down the street, she's like that, and the guy is like, you know, if the gek means the beauty of movement, okay, then you do the number torwa. Then you put their leg over there and their arm over there, and because sooner or later it's going to be like that. Your arms are going to get divorced from your feet. Your head's going to get divorced from your shoulders. You know, don't be so attracted to how they move their arms and legs. Those arms and legs are going to be separated. Okay, got it? They're going to divorce the body. Okay, all right. Number 8, sola sopa rupa la chapi nyamba rukong dushe. There are parts of the body which are bone. And the most famous attractive one is the teeth, okay? Oh, she has such beautiful white teeth, you know? And so teeth or other, you know, what do you call it? Shape of the bones, you know, like a ballet dancers. Yeah, you know, in some countries when they choose children for the Olympics or for ballet, they measure the bones to see if they're all the right proportion. What Andres talked about yesterday, if you can measure all the bones and predict if a person is going to grow up to be more attractive or more strong, even as a child. So if you have some attraction to the bone part of your body, then what? What meditation? Skeleton, yeah. Including, I think skull is the most powerful one. But skeleton meditation. See them as a skeleton, okay? These beautiful white teeth of this sexy model are going to be in a skull, rolling around in the ground, you know? Okay? Got it? Number 9, last one, okay? Kado tan yip nika la chape nyambo number tsipe dushe. So in India, in ancient times, it was traditional to burn bodies, right? To burn the body. And so if you're particularly attracted to both the complexion and the general shape of this person, then try to fast forward to the cremation and see them burning, see the body burning, okay? This beautiful color skin, this nice white skin, or this beautiful ebony skin, and this beautiful shape is, just imagine it burning during the funeral. Cool? All right. When they cremated Ken Rinpoche, I was on a flight. I wasn't there. I was in India, but they say the skull fell out of the stupa and rolled towards the people. And everybody was like, freak out, you know. Here's our Lama for last week. His skull is rolling toward, and they freak out, you know. So it's like that, okay? We're all going to be burning, okay? So, okay. Are you depressed? Yes. Good. All right. So those are meditations you can try if you're having trouble, especially with attraction to someone else's partner, okay? Or even your own partner, if you're attached to it in an unhealthy way. And you can try those meditations. They are lower school, which my definition of lower school is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. That's lower school for me. Highest school always works, okay? Highest schools always works. You might as well just plant the seeds for a living diamond body and not have to do these stupid meditations. It's more efficient, okay? Got it? Okay. All right, but, by the way, and this is something that people don't talk about at teacher trainings. In an ACI teacher training, it's your job to learn the lower schools also. It's your job to learn these lower schools also. Why? For the same reason that Buddha invented them in the first place, which is someone might respond to this treatment, okay? There's different vitamins, right? Some people you give them vitamin. I have a friend, Orit's sister. She was sick, they gave her vitamin D. It made her more sick. Okay? They had to take her, they were going to take her kidney out or something. So, because it was too much vitamin D. So, different vitamins work for different people. We all have different bodies. We all have different minds. We all have different souls. So, learn all the schools, because you're going to meet somebody who's your student who needs this meditation. Okay? They're like, oh, teacher, Daniel, I'm so attracted to this other lady's husband. I don't know what to do. You're like, let me teach you the disgusting meditation in 9 parts. You do it every day. Okay? Got it? So learn everything. Learn all the schools, because you might meet someone who needs it. Okay? Cool? It's nice to have a big toolkit. Okay? It's nice to have a big toolkit. I have a friend, he's a plumber. He's 66, so we kind of like each other. And he's been adding tools to his truck for 50 years. That's a truck, you know? Like you say, can I pick my nose? He says, wait, I have a tool. So you should be like this plumber, 66-year-old plumber. You got every Buddha tool. Okay? And then you might not use this meditation for 5 years, 10 years. And then you meet someone and you say, I got the tool for you. I got the thing you need, okay? Cool? So learn all of them. All right. If the Buddha taught it, it's useful for somebody. Okay? All right, we're on the second primary negative emotion. And by the way, to remind you, there's 6 primary negative emotions. And we're going to be doing meditations on them, because if they're primary, you must have them every day, okay? Those 84,000 bad deeds in Buddhism, then somebody said, Buddha, I can't remember 84,000. Okay, I'll give you 10. Here's the top 10, you know. And those top 10 bad deeds, 3 in body, 4 in speech, 3 mental. The reason they're the top 10 out of 84,000 is that you do them all day, every day. Okay? Not once, not twice. You do them every half hour. Okay? Everybody. Same with these top 6 of the 84,000 negative emotions. Okay? If it's in the top 6, you must be doing it every day. Okay? That desire he just finished, you must be doing it. We must be doing it. Okay, got it? There's 20, as I mentioned yesterday, 20 secondary negative emotions. He mentioned them as if he's going to teach them, and then he didn't teach them. So I had an idea to ask Lama Stanley to teach his book tomorrow. Okay? Is that enough time to prepare? If you're stressed. Okay, so he's going to teach you the 20 from the Abhidharma. He translated it already. And my suggestion, Stanley, is go home, think about it for a couple hours. Have I had that this year? Have I had that one this year? And then talk about it. We'll embarrass you in front of everybody. Okay. Maybe Xiaoping can give you some from her. Okay. But I mean, don't just read the list. I mean, talk about, this is my experience with this one. Okay? Okay, got it? Because we don't really know if other people are having that experience or not. But we know if we are. Okay? That's why I'm not doing it and you're doing it. Okay. So we may not get through all 6 before tomorrow, but we're going to put your 20 in the middle. Okay? All right, here we go. Number 2 of the big ones. Nipa control ni, which means anger. Anger, okay? Here's the definition. Semchen dan senchen mayimbala. You can have it towards Mr. Human Dictionary. Yeah, you can have it towards people, but you can also have it towards weather, towards traffic, towards your finances, towards your shoes. Okay? You can have anger about anything. We are so flexible about our anger. Okay? You can get angry about your anger. Yeah, that happened to me. Okay. Kune narsem. Kune narsem means angry mind, like fury. Okay. Harmful mind. Sem tsubmo. Do you know the word tsubmo? It's the opposite of jumbo. Jamyang. It means rough. It means like sandpaper. Okay? It means like a saw. Okay? Rough. Like not nice to touch. Okay? What's Geshe-la's nickname in the monastery? Every monk has a bad name. Every monk has a naughty nickname. I'm teaching you my naughty nickname. Tree bark. Because I have a rough complexion. Say, hey, tree bark, Shingi Papa. Okay? Don't call me Shingi Papa. Shingi Papa means, hey, Mr. Tree Bark. It means if you touch my skin, it's like not very smooth. Okay, okay. So my nickname in the monastery is Shingi Papa. The most famous nickname in the monastery was one day me and Rinpoche went, and they held a debating contest while we were eating dinner to impress us, because we're paying for the Geshe course candidates' food. And at that time, we didn't have any money. Everybody was eating rice every day. And we made everybody a kind of fried momo called shapale. Okay, shapale. And it's very delicious. It's like mapo tofu. And so they were supposed to debate to show us how cool they are, because we're paying for everything. And there's a place in the debate where you say, when you quote a book, you say, Shesumbeche. Say, Shesumbeche. The sutra says, Shesumbeche. Shesumbeche. So the guy, he was thinking about dinner, and he said, Ship Shapale, which means fried momo. Dum sim? Dum sung? Then guess what his nickname was for the next 20 years? Yeah, hey, Shapale. Oh, man, don't call me Shapale. Okay, anyway, the word here is rough, okay? It means your mind gets like tree bark. Your mind gets like tree bark, angry, okay? It's not nice to touch. The opposite word, by the way, in Sanskrit, for is $0. Manju, yeah, manju. And the one who speaks gently is called Manjushri, okay? Manjushri, okay? It means soft, like velvet, like silk, okay? His mind, Manjushri's mind is manju. Very silky, soft, okay? Cool? All right. Yo denamla nepaja dipet. After you get number 2, you want to hurt somebody. You want to hurt somebody. You want to do something to them. My specialty is passive aggression. This is a special kind of aggression. So like, I don't know. You ask somebody for a donation and they say no. And you say, that's okay. I'll pay, you know? I won't eat for a week. It's okay. Don't worry. I can do it. You know, I'll just get hungry for a week. You know, I'll pay the money myself. Don't worry. You have the right to say no. And I'll probably have to stay in bed and suffer. You know, this is a way to attack somebody in a sweet way. It's called passive aggressive. I don't know. That's my specialty. You all have your own specialty, okay? It took me a long time to realize I was doing it. Okay, anyway, there's different ways to hurt people, and there's different ways to attack people, and sometimes it's with a smile, right? Okay, all right. Jaso yudimion wa towana, sem shindu tube number chen shigin. How do you get that tree bark mind, rough mind, is you meet a trigger, and we're going to study 6 triggers. What triggers a negative emotion, okay? What sets, in English we say, what sets you off? You know, what gets you angry? Push your button, right, in English. What pushes your button, okay? There's 6 buttons on every human being, and we're going to study them, okay? It's part of your idioms. It's your next idiom. 6 ways to push a person's button. One is called migyo. Say migyo. Migyo means this person gets in front of your face. You can see them. Okay? And that sets you off. Okay? You have a person you don't like. If you're not around them, everything's okay. But if they suddenly show up at a party they got invited to by this idiot, you know, and you see them, it ruins the whole night for you. You don't have fun at the party. Why did they invite this person who hurt me last year? I don't like. So that's called, okay, that's the first trigger I'm going to teach you. First trigger for a negative emotion is the presence of the thing you don't like, or the presence of the woman you're attracted to that's already married. You see what I mean? The presence of the object is the first trigger. What's the antidote? Yeah, avoid, a runaway, avoid them. Is it an ultimate antidote? No. Is it an antidote? Yeah, then you should say immediately, must be lower school, Geshe-la. Must be lower school. You know, try to avoid all women. Okay? Try to avoid all people who piss you off. Move to a different city. I predict you're going to meet them on a plane somewhere. Okay? But this is one lower school method of dealing with your negative emotions. Avoid the object. And it's a big part of Vinaya. Concentric circles. You know, if you never leave the monastery, you will never see a woman, you will never have desire. Okay? Then Geshe Lothar, who you're going to meet this week, he like laughed when he heard that. He says, you know, the women come here to deliver milk in the morning from the cows on the village. And they bump into a monk. If you have karma, you're going to meet them. If a woman enters the monastery once in 100 years, you're going to be the monk who meets them. You see what I mean? He said, this is definitely lower school, you know. You say, I'm never going to talk to you again, you're going to be stuck next to them on a plane. It happened to me. It was interesting. It wasn't I spent the whole day marrying this couple. And they had this big plans, and I was kind of irritated because I said I'd stay for an hour. I had to stay for like 6 hours. And they made all these promises and stuff. And then they got divorced after, I don't know, a year. And then I'm sitting in a plane, and the lady sits down next to me, and she cries the whole flight, you know. And I'm like, you know, I didn't do anything. I just married you guys, you know. And I was thinking to have a new policy of charging people $10,000 if they get divorced before a year's over. Because usually I do it for free. I'm thinking about it. Okay, anyway, what I mean is the approach to your negative emotions of trying to avoid the trigger of the person who sets you off is not a very good system. Because somehow they will run into you again. Okay. All right. So anyway, here it says, when you see the person you hate, then suddenly your mind gets tree bark. It gets like unpleasant, okay? Then he says, well, what's the result of anger? We talked about a lot in Taiwan, right? Last month, we did level 10, which is called, I was going to call it How to Avoid Anger or Never Get Upset. And then I decided to call the course, DCI level 10 is called Impossible Anger. And that means in the kitchen, if your husband yells at you, if you understand emptiness, it's impossible to get angry. It's not you have to control yourself. You can't get angry, okay? And that's the ultimate solution to anger, is understand that the person who pisses you off comes from you. You know, it's a good way to comfort people who say they're irritated by everybody in the group. You say, life is a mirror. Then suddenly they're real quiet. Okay. Everything you see, the percentage of irritating people you meet is a direct result of the percentage of irritation inside of you. How irritating you are to other people. If you say 99% of the people at Diamond Mountain are irritating, what you're really saying is, I'm 99% irritating, okay? So well-trained Buddhists keep their mouths shut. You can hate other people, but don't tell anybody, okay? Because you're just declaring how irritating you are. Because what you see is coming from you exactly the percentage, okay? If you're a 25% angry person, and you walk into a room with 4 people, one of them's going to be angry, okay? That's just higher middle way, okay? All right. By the way, he's teaching a very large group, mixed. There are high Geshis there, there are high reincarnated lamas there, and there are many farmers there. So he's having to adjust his message, okay? He's having to mix in lower school, okay? Got it? All right, Kondo Dikipana Getsa Jom. Now, when we taught DCI level 10, we went into great detail about a subject which Shantideva covers very well, which is that anger has a special ability to burn your bank account of good seeds. Anger has a unique ability to burn your bank account of good seeds. More than any other of the 26 negative emotions, anger has this unique power to burn up your good seeds, okay? Cool? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Let's say it freezes them. So, you know, when you do the 4 powers, part of the goal is to put the seeds into suspended animation. What do you call that? Cryogenic. Yeah, you want it to freeze them. You don't really destroy them. And you're correct. What you said is correct. You kind of freeze them. They never open. And the same with the negative. Same with the positive seeds, okay? You can think of it that way. You still have them, but they never open, okay? Which is as bad as not having them. Okay, all right. And by the way, the question you asked is a huge subject in the Madhyamika literature. Okay, huge subject, you know. How is it that it burns your good seeds? And, you know, are there special conditions? For example, there's a huge discussion of the karmic object, you see? Are you talking about bodhisattvas? Are you talking about arhats? Are you talking about normal people? You know, what is it that burns your bad seeds? So if you want to study that, stick around. It'll probably come in Nagarjuna. Okay, all right. So he says Gyinche. Gyinche means the big problem about anger is that it destroys your good seeds. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you could. Take them out of the refrigerator. Yeah, you could. I say you could, but there's books written about this subject, so it's a long story. All right, you have an idiom in your book. It should be a forest fire or something like that. Yeah, number 21, I think. Sorry, 4. Yeah, number 4, right? Okay. So when you meditate in the afternoons this week, you can just follow these pictures, okay? And it's very effective, okay? So just follow the pictures, okay? This afternoon, if you have free time after your nappy nap, meditate on the forest fire, you know. When your husband yells at you, okay? My philosophy, tell them you're an asshole. And, you know, you shouldn't get angry. And I didn't do what you think I did. And you're a fool, and etc. But I'm not going to burn up my debit card of good karma getting mad at you. I'm so mad at you, I'm not going to get mad at you. Understand? Okay? I hate you so much. I'm going to insult you. I'm just going to ignore you, you know? I'm not going to get angry. You don't deserve to be the person who burns up my bank account. Okay? Got it? So the best way to show your anger is to be cool. Okay? And it really irritates other people who hate you. You know, they want you to get upset. They want you to get angry. They want to see your face all red. And you just smile and say, you know, I'd love to get angry at you. You deserve it. But personally, I don't want to wreck my good seeds for churros tomorrow. You see what I mean? Like, you're not worth a churro. You know? Okay? And there's a joke in Buddhism that if you really want to irritate your enemy, be successful and happy. It's the most irritating thing you can do. Okay? Don't go online and fight with them. Okay? Just have fun and have a good life. And that's the best way to irritate them. Okay? I specialize in this. Okay. We got a little bit more to go, and then we're going to take a break. Okay? I taught you this morning. That's a good way to keep your students in the class, even if you don't intend to stop soon. But I do. Okay. Sok chud deg sok juang kon tu che. When people kill each other, when people punch each other, when people attack each other online, it's all due to number 2. Bad emotion number 2, anger. Okay? All this war, destroys cities. So I live in the desert, I live on a mountain, I live on a dirt road, I live in the smallest legal house you can own in Arizona. And so I spend a lot of time planting trees. I want trees. And it's hard. It's like getting, I don't know, it's like teaching Lamrim to people. And it takes a lot of patience, and it takes many years. Watering, taking care of it, keeping the deer away from it. And then I go on TV and or internet, and I watch somebody bombing some country, and I see all the trees go down. And the people's bad, but the trees is worse. I'm like, do you know how long it took to make that tree? Do you know how hard people work to grow that tree? And you just destroyed 100 of them with your little bomb, So anger is extremely destructive. It destroys many, many years of work to build cities, to plant trees, to raise children, to have children and raise them and then send them and kill them. It's tremendously destructive, and it's just a thought. It's just a movement of the mind, right? Sempa. It's just thoughts that blow up countries and kill tens of thousands of people. And every person that died, their mom worked so hard on them, like a tree. They worked so hard to give birth to this child, and they worked so hard to feed them, and the father worked for the money, and then you just send them off to fight in some stupid war that doesn't mean anything. And kill all these. I gave a talk at a military academy in America, and there are all these like young 20-year-old. I'm gonna be Top Gun fighter pilot. I'm like, yeah, okay. Then they come home with no leg, and boy, they don't believe this Top Gun stuff anymore. It's not romantic anymore. Don't believe all these Zhenlong R movies. Zhenlong Sun, Zhenlong Su. This is a famous Rambo movies in China. They borrowed it from America. You guys stop borrowing bad stuff from America. Try to find something good. I don't know, like McDonald's. Don't take all this poison stuff, okay? Those violent movies, forget it, okay? It's not romantic. Top Gun is not romantic, okay? People lose their legs. They come home with no leg. Their whole life they are messed up. They're alcoholic, okay, war is not romantic, okay? Shooting people in movies is not noble, okay? And it all comes from 2 seconds of the mind moving. You see? All war, all death came from that, okay? So fight there. You want to be a hero, military hero? Fight this one, okay? Then you don't destroy trees and kids and... Got it? Okay, anyway, if you can't control your anger, it will destroy countries and hundreds of thousands of people, okay? All right. Tang-sang, I'm almost done, okay? I can see it. I'll do 2 more lines, I promise. One is for number 1 and one is for number 2. Okay. Tengsan kachi ki nge ki lama tuk tum sarwa tabu kontrola ming nyambo tagne kyundu mitsi yang. Then there was a custom in Tibet, in the monasteries especially, that if you had a lama who got angry a lot, because in Buddhism you're not supposed to say anything bad about your lama, especially your tantric lama, there came to be a secondary language. For example, if your lama was really tight-fisted, cheap, never share money, it became a tradition to call them rungarpo, which means thrifty. My lama never wastes money. It means my lama won't give you a penny. But you're not supposed to say it, So there came in Tibet, there came this language. sometimes you can call it twilight language, but it's a language to refer to your lama's faults in a polite way. Okay, so here he gives an example. My lama is tuktum. My holy lama's heart sometimes heats up. You know, okay? What's it mean? He gets angry a lot. He hits his students a lot. My holy lama's heart heats up sometimes, you know. And it means he gets angry, okay? She gets angry and she hits us. So I had it, okay? Not very often, but my lama had holy heart heat sometimes. Maybe Geshe Lothar will talk about it. Anyway, he says, listen, and he was a very honest man, Pabongka, and he said things that other people wouldn't say. And he would look those high lamas we're talking reincarnated lamas, you know, and he'd look them in the eye and say, look, don't get pissed off at your students. I'm not going to say holy heart is hot. Let's say the real thing, you know. You are a bad example. You're a high incarnated lama, and you're a bad example. And he would say it, and he got a lot of trouble this way. Okay, anyway. You can give it a polite name, but then he quotes a famous book. Okay, ready? And then we'll take a pee-pee. Just one little quotation. Stands between you and the bathroom. Say, Shedang, Tabu, Dikpame, Sapa, Tabu, Katup, Me. Okay, so we got to go to Katup, which in Sanskrit is tapas. Okay, tapas. And tapas came into the word tepid. It means heat, spiritual heat. And it means tough practice, tough guy practice. Okay, tough guy practice. Real Genlong Rambo tough guy practice. Okay, who's tough guy? You know, like tough guy can, I don't know. There's a lama in Sera, one of my lamas, who stopped a train. The train tried to move and he tried to move and he moved and the train didn't move. Okay? And then everybody said, oh my God, he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy, you know. Or these guys, I don't know, stand out in the sun all day, you know, meditate in the snow. Okay, meditate in the snow for 2 days, something like that. Then everyone's like, wow, tapas, you know, spiritual warrior. And everybody's like, wow, stop the train, you know, wow, sat in the snow for 2 days, meditated, didn't open his eyes. This is a real lama, you know. And Shantideva says, bullshit. That's not a tough guy. Oh, well, okay, Shantideva, what's a tough guy? A tough guy is the woman who comes home from work, opens the kitchen door, the husband screams, and she's chill. That's a warrior. That's a spiritual warrior. Don't tell me about people sitting in the snow. Okay, don't tell me about the lama who stopped the train. That's not difficult compared to staying cool when someone's yelling at you. It's much more difficult than stopping a train or sitting in the snow for 2 days than staying cool in the kitchen when your husband goes crazy. Okay? You want a spiritual warrior? It's those women in the kitchen who use emptiness, who take refuge in emptiness and don't yell back. That's warrior. Those people deserve, you know, in America they give you this war medal. Probably in China they have one, I don't know. But that's the people who deserve a medal, not these people who go out and shoot somebody with a gun. That doesn't take courage. It takes courage to stand in the kitchen and not get angry. That's courage. Okay, got it? It's very beautiful. You want a spiritual warrior? It's the woman who doesn't yell at her husband because she wants to stop the yelling. Okay, she stops the war. The people who stop war are more brave than the people who fight wars. Got it? And the people who stop wars in their own mind are more brave than the people who stop wars on the ground. Okay? Got it? That's courage. That's war courage. That's a war hero. Okay, got it? Because why? First line. Shedan tabu dikpa me. If you rate bad karma, what's number one? Anger. Of all the bad karmas, anger. Why? It destroys all the other good seeds, okay? It's number one. Shedan tabu dikpa me means there is no bad anger is number one on the bad karma list. That's the first line. Second line says, patience is number one on the war hero list. The person who can keep their patience is a real war hero. Okay, much more difficult than shooting people with a gun or dropping bombs on people. Okay, that's not so hard. You just push the thing, right? You stand there and push the thing. But to keep cool in the kitchen, if your husband's going on for an hour or a day or a month, that's a war hero. Okay, that's a warrior. Okay. And so if you can do it, you should feel proud of you. If you can stay cool in the kitchen, people are yelling at you, people criticizing you online, and you're like, I'm not gonna wreck my good seeds for you. I'm gonna stay cool. Okay, I'm not gonna answer you. Okay, cool, ma? All right, take a break. Be a warrior. We only have half an hour, and I was thinking what would be fun to do, and it's depressing to talk about anger so long, so we have another job this week, which I mentioned earlier today. We are reviewing the past 8 years. We are reviewing the past 8 years, and we're doing it with pictures, okay? It's to make it easier. And these are other meditations you can do in the afternoon if you feel like it, okay? If you don't have enough work, you can do it in the afternoon. But especially those of you who would like to be an ACI teacher who teaches meditation or Lam Rim. If your master degree, you want to teach Lam Rim or meditation, then these are for you, okay? Here we go. I'm supposed to be doing them faster, but I talk too much. So these are actually left over from Thailand or something. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, Jasmine. We were too busy in Thailand, swimming. Okay, just kidding. So Tim, I'm on 78, which is a young lady working on a computer. And yeah, okay, those. And what we're doing is we're reviewing the whole Big Lam Rim in pictures, and the examination for this master's degree is mainly we show you the picture and you tell me the story. Okay, so I show you the picture without the writing. And you tell me what the picture's about. So I'm going to be checking starting tomorrow. I'll show pictures and then someone's going to tell me what it's about, okay? So you're trying to memorize the picture and what it means, okay? Are you ready, Tim? I don't know. Okay, I'll stall some more. And the pictures are square. And they also have colors on them. And Tim's gonna print them out maybe by tomorrow. By the way, Venerable Jigme had some fun that maybe you want to do. She was trying to find the page number in the translation that connects to the picture. So I'm working with the Tibetan. I'm going through the Tibetan. But if you want to have fun, like with the Chinese translation, you can say this picture is on this page, you see, of the Lam Rim, okay, of the book, okay. Okay, here we go. In the beginning of the Lam Rim, before he starts the Lam Rim, he sells the Lam Rim, okay? And as a teacher, as an ACI teacher, your first job is to sell ACI courses, okay? Before you start teaching the course, you have to tell them how cool it's going to be if they learn the course, okay? Got it? So it's traditional in Buddhism to sell the teaching before you give it. It's like when you sell a car. It's exactly like selling a car. And the couple comes in, you grab them, and you say, do you realize how great the stereo is on this car? Like, there's no stereo like this on any car in the whole world. And these tires, they're round and black and, okay? Like, you have to talk about the cool stuff, okay? It's a tradition. We're on this part. We're on this part. We didn't get to the Lam Rim yet, okay? So, item 78. By the way, if we just started the Lam Rim, why are we already on picture number 78? I started this course backwards. I taught the end of the Lam Rim first. Why would I do that? Yeah, because it's the meditation part. So what my strategy was 8 years ago, I started from the end of the book. And we studied emptiness, and we studied meditation. Shamatha and Vipassana, not Vipassana, okay? And we studied the end of the book first because we wanted to use seeds inside the Lam Rim. So we had to talk about emptiness, and then we wanted to use meditation. So I started from the end of the book. So what are we going to do when we hit the end of the book now? We're going to jump to another book, you see? So I will not cover again the end of this book. I will cover the same topic from Tsongkhapa's big Lam Rim Chenmo, big Lam Rim. Okay, got it? That's my strategy. So we already finished all the pictures that relate to meditation and emptiness, which is not very long in this Lam Rim because he didn't want to compete with the guy who's already did it better. Okay, Tsongkhapa. Okay, so here we go, item 78. One of the selling points of the Lam Rim is, look, you can do it, okay? It's big, it takes years, and you can do it, okay? And that's all. Don't resist it, okay? And I'll tell you something cute about this picture that you're going to repeat back to me when I give you the test later this week. Ready? Who's learning in this picture? The father. Good. Okay. Why does the daughter have to teach the father about the internet? Because he's from the paper generation, like Geshe Michael. Okay, it's very difficult for us. Well, you know, people say, like Dr. Wu's wife, we had dinner with Dr. Wu and her, and she said, I'll just WeChat you, you know? And I'm like, what's WeChat? And she's like, you don't know WeChat? I'm like, no. She took my phone. She put WeChat on. I said, wait. I don't know what's WeChat. I don't know if I want it. She's like, shut up. You know, she's like, put WeChat. Now you got WeChat. You know, I'm WeChat you just now. Okay, so we resisted. You know, my generation. You say WeChat, we're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. It's okay, I'll do it tomorrow. You know, because it's uncomfortable for us. You know, I don't know what's WeChat. I have Scott. You know, I asked Scott, what button do I push to send an email? He's like, push this button, and that's really why I keep him around. Okay, he teaches me how to use all these things. You know, he's not afraid of them. Okay, Scott has this beautiful quality. He's not afraid of new tech. He just attacks it. He learns it. He calls the company and says, "You messed up. This button doesn't work." They're like, "I'm sorry." And okay, he has bravery, courage about new tech. Okay. And I tend to be afraid of, I'm kind of afraid of it. I don't want to learn it, you know, because actually I'm afraid of it. I also think if I wait 3 years, it'll be obsolete and I don't have to learn it. So anyway, don't have that attitude about this Lamrim. Don't think, look, I'm not a geshe, I'm not a monk, I'm not a nun, I can't, I have a job, I'm busy, I can't learn 1,000-page text and meditate on it, and it's, you resist it. And what this picture means is do be like the father. The father was humble, and the father went to the daughter and said, look, I don't understand this Facebook thing. Can you explain it to me? Or what's a new one? Yeah, Instagram. I'm like, it sounds like a kind of coffee or something. Did you do your Instagram, Geshe-la? I said, yeah, I had it. Okay, so there's two choices you have. You can resist. You can say, I'm too old, or I don't have time, or I have a job, or Geshe-la, I can't become a Lamrim master. Or you can say, God damn it, I'm going to do it. And get someone to help you. And be humble, Go to your daughter and say, look, I don't get this Instagram thing. Can you explain it to me? And she'll explain it to you once, and then she'll have to do it 3 times. Okay? But you got to be humble to be successful, okay? Admit to your daughter, look, I don't understand this Instagram thing. And the point of the picture is you can do it. You can do it. Just ask and just try. And you can do it. Don't avoid hard things, okay? Tsongkhapa's approach, his whole life was, and what makes him different from other lamas is, he attacks the hard things. And in his books, he'll say, this is too easy for me to talk about. You figure it out. And like words text is called difficult points in the mind only. And we were so foolish. I said, hey, word, let's translate this one. It's just a mind-only book. He's like, yeah, Geshe-la, let's do it, We couldn't understand 2 sentences. It really is hard points, and he loves them. And if you don't avoid hard things in your life, you will become a master, okay? Like, go for the hard things. Go for the hard things. Emotional things too, if there's a problem with your partner or something, and you kind of don't want to talk about that one, attack that one. Go for the hard spots. Then the easy spots are easy. Got it? All right? So if you see this picture, what are you going to tell me? Don't be afraid of this new tech called Lamrim. Okay? Don't get scared of new tech. Learn new things. Okay? Most people stop learning after high school or after college, and they get out of the habit of learning new things. And those rare people who keep learning their whole life, like Scott, it's really cool. And their mind just gets more and more cool. Okay, got it? Don't be afraid of the Lamrim. And don't say it's too long, and don't say you can't do it. Okay? Don't avoid hard things. Got it? Next picture. There's a list of reasons why you shouldn't come to a teaching, or a teacher training, or Diamond Mountain, okay, or a DCI class, or, okay, got it? There's a list in the Lamrim of lower motivations for coming to a teaching, okay? So I made a picture out of it, okay? Number 1 is blessing. So is it wrong to come to a teaching because you want a blessing of being there? It's not wrong. It's only wrong if that's the only thing you want. Okay? And this is talking about people who say, I'm going to go to Diamond Mountain. I'm going to go to the Nagarjuna course. I don't understand anything Geshe-la is talking about, and I won't. But it's a blessing to be in the room. Okay? That's okay, but it's stupid. Don't just go for a blessing. Learn the thing, okay? Some people in Tibet used to go to these big teachings just to get the blessing. And before they walked in the room, they said, I cannot learn that. I'm not a geshe, I cannot learn that. And he says, don't come. If that's why you came here, don't come. Second bad reason, it's called this is a cool word to put in your data bank to get more money later. Say yamgyuk. Yamgyuk. It's a special Tibetan word. It means to go to a teaching because your friends are going. Okay? To go to an initiation because your friends are going. And I often hear that. Are you going to go to Kala Chakra? Yeah. Why? My friend's going. You know, people just go because, my friends are going. That's what the picture means. Okay? Now you know what the picture means. When you see this picture, you're going to say, oh, that's talking about 5 bad reasons to go to a teaching. Number 1, I just want to go for the blessing. I know I won't understand. Number 2, I just want to go because my friends are going. Okay? Number 3, I just want to go to get more information that I can teach in my own classes. I'm not going to learn something myself. I'm not trying to improve myself. I want to know the lower middle way school so I can teach it. Got it? Bad motivation. Okay? You never take a teaching without applying it to yourself. Okay? Don't ever take a teaching without applying it to yourself. Okay? Otherwise you're wasting your time. Don't collect knowledge. Don't collect school systems. Okay? Learn all the school systems and use them on yourself. Yesterday we used the mind-only school in a very cool way, I think. We had a good explanation from it from Professor Word Smith. Okay, all right. That's now power. Power means I will get more high position as a teacher if I know more things. You know, people will be impressed with me. Okay, and I will get more power over people. You know, I could be the teacher and not the student. Okay, and then the last one is more like impressing. You know, and you see this in Buddhist groups. Okay, somebody says, I don't know, you're like sitting with lunch with somebody and they say, you looks like you're conscious number 7, didn't understand your conscious number 8, you know, and you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and you're like, I know mind only school, let me help you. Okay, it's the cocktail party, you meet a cute girl at the cocktail party, do you know about consciousness 7 and 8? And you don't want to help them, you just want to impress them on how much you know, okay? So that's why you go to the teaching. You want more information to use at the cocktail party to impress the ladies at the cocktail party. Okay, got it? These are 5 reasons not to go to a teaching, okay? Mainly, it's the opposite of the intention to apply the teaching to your own life, okay? And that should be your motivation, okay? Your only motivation. I'm sick, I'm going to get treatment at Diamond Mountain, okay? In Buddhism, it's called the Membe Dushe. This men is S-M-A-N. Yeah, the whole thing is a medical treatment. The retreat at Diamond Mountain is a medical treatment. Where are you going next week? I'm going to America. Where? Diamond Mountain. What for? Mental medical treatment. Okay? Yeah, that's the attitude. I need it. I need treatment, you know. I've got these diseases called anger, desire, okay? And I'm going for treatment. Okay? Cool? That's the right motivation. Okay? And if I treat myself, I'll be able to treat other people. Okay? That's okay. That's a healthy motivation. Okay? All right. Next one. Yeah. Okay. So if you met Einstein on a plane and you were trying to explain to him the theory of relativity or quantum physics, okay, you didn't recognize him, and he's on the plane, you're on the plane. Do you know anything? You want to hear me explain quantum physics to you? And he's like, well, And before he can say no, you start explaining quantum physics to him. And I have this happen to me pretty frequently. I don't know. Someone will start explaining Madhyamika to me, and I'm like, it's all wrong. Everything's wrong. And I'm like, it happens in China sometimes. People start explaining Diamond Cutter Sutra to me. It happened recently, right? And I'm just polite. I go, oh, okay. And you don't say I spent 25 years on that. You're like, oh, yeah, okay. And the point is, as I said yesterday, the Lam Rim comes from a person who knows. In English, we have this idiom. He thinks he's Mr. Know-it-all. He thinks he's Mr. Know-it-all. But the Buddha really is Mr. Know-it-all. Okay? He sees everything in all times, including what you're thinking. Okay? To him, looking at your nose and looking at your inner thoughts is the same. It's the same. So he wrote the sutras for you personally. Okay? Don't doubt it. Okay? He gave this teaching 2,500 years ago for the people at Diamond Mountain in 2019 April. Okay? Don't doubt it. Don't think he doesn't have this capacity. If you think he doesn't have that capacity, you're wasting your time here. Because you're trying to get the capacity. You see? The reason to be here is to become a Buddha, so you can write teachings for people who come 2,000 years later. Okay? Got it? You're talking about a doctor who sees the future of your disease. Like they say, you need radiation treatment. And you say, why? And they say, it's going to fix you in 6 months, 3 days, and 2 hours. Because I can see it. Okay? So when they give you a teaching, it's just for you. And it's exactly what you need. Which means, why waste your time with other kinds of teachings? Personally, it seems crazy to me. If it's possible to get a teaching from a person who read your mind 2,500 years ago and knew everything about your life and knows your future, they know when you're going to become Buddha. They are already communicating with you as a Buddha in the future. I used to sit in the toilet at work when I was having a bad day, and I would talk to Geshe Michael, future Buddha. I'd say, Geshe Michael, future Buddha, I'm having a bad day. He's like, don't worry, you're going to be me in a while. People say, what do you talk about when you're in the toilet? I said, don't worry about it. Okay? So if you can get a teaching from somebody like that, then you don't have to add stuff, okay? Don't worry about it. It drives me crazy when people say, oh, this Buddhism, it just needs a little more psychology. Like psychology number 84, that's going to be out. The book's going to disappear in 2 years. It's what's in the airport this week. I'm like, okay, maybe an omniscient being might know what they're talking about. Maybe they don't need this week's psychology book. Okay? Got it? It really irritates me. It's a what? Masha. Pet peeve. I'm going to teach you this idiom whether you want to or not. Okay? Pet peeve. It drives me crazy. You can say it that way. I allow you to say it that way. Like Peter. It drives me crazy. Okay? People try to fix Buddhism, or they add to Buddhism, something that was written last year and will be disappear next year. It lasted for 2,500 years. The Diamond Cutter Sutra is the most printed book in history. It's the first book ever printed in history. Okay? It's got more copies out than the Bible. Okay? It's probably okay. You probably don't need to fix it. Got it? It wouldn't have survived if it wasn't useful. Okay? if the Diamond Cutter Sutra didn't help anybody, it wouldn't be around, okay? There must be something in there, okay? Okay, so I said it's foolish to try to outthink an omniscient being, and it's also foolish to follow something that was not written by an omniscient being. Why waste your time with someone's new psychology that's gonna be out of date next year, okay? Why waste your time? You can, I know you guys, you're 30, you're 40, or you're 14, I don't know. But I can tell you, you don't have time to read all the crap that's available. You don't have time. And you don't have time to look at cats on YouTube jumping up and down. Someone sent me this video. Geshe-la, you gotta see this video. I'm like, okay. And it's cats jumping up and down when they get frightened. And I'm like, why you send me this video about cats jumping up and down? I don't have time. I'm dying. I have this many years. I know it. I know how many minutes I have. I don't have time for this year's psychology, okay? And as you get older, you'll appreciate me telling you that. Don't waste your time. Go to the big stuff. And don't resist the tech, the high tech, okay? Jump into it. Geshe-la, it's too hard. This upper middle way stuff is too hard. I don't care. Attack it. Learn Instagram. Just kidding. I know the name. I don't know how to use it, okay? So just don't resist it. Use it, okay? Okay? Don't really. From 66, I'm telling all you 30s and 20s and other ones, don't waste a minute of your life on that stuff. You don't have time. If you work very hard, you might make it. But if you waste your time on these cats jumping on YouTube, definitely you won't make it. You don't have time, okay? You just don't have time. Oh, Geshe-la said we can't watch movies. I didn't say that. It's a Buddhist responsibility to learn how to relax. It's a Buddhist responsibility to go see Zhenlang R and watch him shoot up Africa. Okay? And we did, right? We went, and it was fun. And the next day we were better students. We had relaxed, okay? So I didn't say you can't watch cats jumping. You can watch cats jumping if you're so exhausted you can't do anything else, okay? If you need a break, I advise you cats jumping on YouTube, okay? But don't spend the day watching it, okay? You must take your rest. You must. It's a better Buddhist. You're a better Buddhist if you take rest. Okay, me and V went to a movie. We served her mother. Oh my gosh, that was a rough 2 days. It started with washing every dish in her house, which was in the sink, okay? I shouldn't say that. Don't tell her. But after 2 days of serving, we were like, okay, you want to go buy her some more groceries? And we looked at each other and we said, let's go to a movie. And let's not take mom. And I'm like, yeah. And, okay, sometimes you got to take a break from your virtuous activity, okay? And you will be more virtuous. Otherwise, you will get grumpy. And you will make a lot of bad seeds, okay? So it's a Buddhist skill to learn how to go watch a movie and goof off. Sometimes we go for dinner, and boy, we eat. Okay, no green drinks at that dinner. Sometimes they come out with a big tray of dessert, I say, bring the tray before dinner. And they're like, which one do you want? I say, why do you think I want one? Did you ever have anyone order all of them? They're like, well, once. I said, well, now it's twice. Okay, so learn how to have fun, okay? But don't waste your time, okay? If you can work, work. If you can't work, take a break, okay? Got it? I'm not against cats. I'm just saying don't do it all the time, okay? All right, we finished 80. We're out of time. We're going to start with 81 tomorrow, okay? Tim, do you have any announcements or anything? Or let's do a mandala first. Luca, you in the mood? Oh, it's like sushi, but it's sashi. Okay, okay. Purki Joshim Metotam Rira Blingshi Ninde Gempati Sangye Shindu Mikte Uagi Drokun Namdashina Chepasho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnuyatayami Kewadi Kewokun Sanam Yeshe Tsotsoshin Sanam Yeshe Nechue Dampa Kuni Topasho. Cool. And thank you for coming. Thank you for working so hard. Thank you for asking me to teach. We're gonna cover more of these tomorrow, and you'll get probably tomorrow. You will get the reading with all of them. Okay. This is the review of the last 8 years of Lamrim. Okay. Okay. In case you wanna take a master's degree in that. Okay. All right.